Damn, that's the only time I'll be crying. I guess the only other time I'll be crying is if I get hit by a car, which I did. But I'm fine, fellas. Nothing can stop me. Not even a 2,000-pound Kia Soul. So recently, I've been utilizing my 13 brain cells, and I've come up with a conclusion that everyone can agree on, that we're all in a spectrum. A fashion spectrum. And this spectrum is based on many different aspects, but I want to focus on what gains the most amount of validation and attention from others. Now here's my visual chart for what we have. We have relatable outfits, personal style, and then last but not least, peacock fits. We will be covering the 3 archetypes of style, and of course, there are some special subjects that may range on this scale from 0 to 10. And what I mean by range is where they jump from a more curated specific style to then regress back into something more mainstream appealing. Nonetheless, let's get into my theory of the fashion spectrum, starting off with relatable outfits. And side note, if any of these apply to you, leave some comments down below on which one relates to you. And this is all for research purposes, of course. The archetype for relatable outfits is pretty self-explanatory. Relatable equals larger pull, and it's easily accessible for many people to possibly wear. Now, relatability always does well, especially with relatable content, right? So the same thing applies to outfits. As beginners go adventuring into the realm of fashion, they do not want to be an outlier. They tend to gravitate to what they think others might like, with the goal of fitting in. This is only for some, and not everyone. Yet being influenced by what's currently trending can also make us feel like we belong in a bigger community of people, since it's more mainstream and more welcoming than some avant guy smoking cigs outside a Japanese coffee shop, which definitely has some underlying effects of standoffishness.
Join us. Join the Jaunts community.
In the scape of the online world, and possibly IRL, I've seen relatable outfits overtake the algorithm with likes, views, and comments. Even for myself, I've worn pretty normal outfits that have gained much more attention than my more curated personal style that isn't so relatable. Low-key, this outfit's kinda hard.
Low-key, this outfit's kinda hard.
If the outfit being shown has the capacity to be easily replicated and is somewhat in trend, you're on the road to wearing a relatable outfit. Relatable outfits will always outperform personal style. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have peacock outfits. These very extravagant outfits are very eye-gawking with the color schemes to maybe the very maximalistic style choices these characters choose for their loadouts. I mean, we even see all black outfits that can very much end up on this side of the spectrum, but I'd say they're more near the bridge of personal style / peacocking due to mostly not being so eye-catching compared to their colored counterparts. These outfits will be praised mostly due to them being so eccentric. Now people's attention spans are captured by these outfits due to either using them as a muse or are just engaged by the odd appearance of some of these outfits. Although these outfits are not relatable, they tend to stay in the public eye for many reasons. It might be the money aspect because of how expensive it is. It might also be the inspiration one gets from them, or it's entirely just entertainment. With this uniqueness, they will acquire media attention and even articles written about these outfits, even if it's in bad taste. For example, we have this outfit, as I personally do not understand the idea behind it or the expression whatsoever, but it worked to get an article regardless of how strange the character build is. Now this is a quote from the source itself. The most comforting fact is that I live on the Lower East Side and I never have to go to Queens or Harlem, where people don't understand. Now what really bothers me is media, because it baffles me on what fashion creators they decide to cover. It's always people who add nothing to the boiling pot of grease that is fashion now. And honestly, the answer is pretty relevant, is that media's dying and they need to pick up stories that will gain traction. So of course, someone who's getting a ton of views like this woman here is going to be a perfect story to write about. But my problem with media just in general is that although they're searching for views and attention, they're doing it all in the wrong way because they're just putting people on this pedestal that don't deserve to be there. Yeah, there's a lot of people that dress in very maximalistic ways, but that doesn't mean that you should put them on a fashion article. It doesn't make any sense. There's so many other people that are probably more deserving of that spot. And now the question might be, JQ, who are those people? I really don't know. But I think we can all agree that this person does not deserve a article written about them. Not that it's going to attribute to anything of their personal growth or their growth in social media, because at some point people will forget about them just like everybody else, because we're all just moments in time, if anything. At some point I might lose traction. At some point other people on TikTok will just become irrelevant. That's just how media works, and it always pushes people to always do more crazier things, to talk about more crazier things, and just become an overall nuisance to continue to get in the eye or the limelight of social media. It's crazy because clout does crazy things to the mind. Maybe one day you'll see me blow up
and then act like
I don't know nobody. Now this is some side commentary. Most people will never be so bold to hate you in public, yet you'll most likely experience strange stares unless you're a woman who always experienced stares and harassment regardless of outfits. Nonetheless, it's all different in every area. People can be bold, you never know. Because I mean, the reality is most people are very bold on the internet because the internet breeds confidence. But in IRL, the likelihood of you actually getting, if anything, just stares and maybe a slight comment is very slim to none. But of course, this all depends on the person, the individual, and how scary you look. As someone who's standing about 6'2", 197 pounds, no one really says anything, and no one really looks at me very weird because I'm pretty domineering. In terms of my character build just in general. Anyway, onwards to personal style. Personality-driven outfits tend to be very curated and sometimes very niche, that most cannot relate to nor like. Compared to its counterparts on the spectrum like Relatable outfits and Peacock outfits, we tend to see why it's stuck in the middle of purgatory in terms of recognition. Many viewers may perceive these outfits as good, but still not enough compared to the Relatable or Peacock outfits in regards to it stimulating the mind. Personal style is like that hidden gem people are trying to find with themselves. And to compare it to Sisyphus, it's basically pushing up a rock that will continue to fall back with new challenges to push forward with. Although some people are content with the instant gratification that is Relatable outfits since it's an easy schematic to follow, which all boils down to just copy and pasting. With media being such a big part of many people's lives, typically individuals take two roads to gain online recognition, and that's using the Relatable content theory, which is relatability will help you farm likes, views, and following easily, and we see this with the outfits in this range. If you stay here, you will unlock a large mainstream of new fashion enjoyers. Yet if you go down the route of being a muse, which may not be so relatable, it makes up with it for being so extravagant with these outfit displays. Either you play heavy into the statement outfits, or you stick to the easy route of wearing relatable outfits. Now the outfit spectrum can apply in many different aspects that I will cover later in the fashion evolution version of this chart. And now we're starting to see a huge shift on how people are actually developing their own style. Instead of looking at fashion leaders or celebrities to gain inspiration from, they're instead looking at their most favorite influencers and their style. And typically, like I mentioned in the spectrum, certain influencers, or I would say even most, follow a format of what works best for the algorithm. And typically that's going to be mainstream relatable outfits or very extravagant looking outfits. So when these people or individuals, consumers of whatever the sorts that we'd like to call them, are looking at these influencers that they're looking up to, they'll start developing that style from them. They're instead looking at these people that they look up to gain inspiration from, instead of looking at celebrities now. So we're starting to see a huge shift in how people are actually garnering their style. And if anything, they're being influenced by many because most people are situated where they want to be fed information and they want to be given things. Everything's about instant gratification, currently from what I'm seeing this day and age, where people don't want to look for the information themselves. They feel like they're entitled to that information from their favorite fashion influencer, from getting ID checks from certain types of items because they'd rather just look at someone who's wearing it than just copy and paste that fit because they like it. It's not the idea of trying to look within oneself and reflect about how they can express themselves. It's about how they can really look good. What makes them look the best? And I've started to really recognize that a lot of people aren't really in the game of fashion for the idea of self-expression, but it's more of the commodity of it, the symbolicness of it. And styles and ways of dress aren't necessarily a form of self-expression, but a form of feeling better for oneself, a sort of self-improvement. And clothing ends up becoming, like I mentioned, a commodity. It's just something to buy, to fit in, to look cool, and for that symbolic power that, one might get, the status of it. Because the larger the community of fashion grows, the more people are only going to be placed into a very specific schematic of things. And that's how it's going to be. Because it's no longer about developing personal style, but it's developing the best engaging outfit that one can make for the internet to ooh and ah for. But there is hope because people evolve, we grow up, we change, and we might not like that style anymore. And we might develop into something more interesting, more personal, and understand that fashion's about expressing oneself. So I'm hoping for a better age of fashion, and I'm very interested to see how media is going to continue to shape fashion and see if it's going to make it worse or make it better. But nonetheless, let's continue on with this vlog. Today we are going to go see, Paul.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna go see Paul right now.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna see Paul right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wait, are these guys pros?
Are these guys pros? All right, Paul. What are you wearing today?
I don't know. We ain't
What are you wearing today? What's the fit? We got Rick.
vintage.
Rick.
Vintage.
Rick.
Vintage. Thrifted.
What's
Thrifted.
the fit?
Thrifted vintage. Everything thrifted.
What's the fit, Yusuf?
Thrifted. Thrifted.
Yeah. What's the bag, bro?
Uh,
Show the bag. What's the bag?
got from trash can.
You did?
Yeah.
How much? Free?
$3.99.
That's goat hair on his head, bro.
Oh, it's not. It's like,
What is it?
I don't know.
It's a fire plate name. Like, what would you get?
Ball sack.
Balls? Dang.
It's probably a white dude. You're a nice guy. Nice guy. Take care. Where were Cole's one?
You want to try some of this?
It's Ramadan, bro. Just waiting. Got some raw honey right here.
Dang, this is crazy. You want some of this?
What does it smell like?
You want to smell? Give it a sniff. There's like sea salt in that.
Yeah, it smells like sea salt.
But the problem with Vietnamese coffee is that like there's milk in it. And I'm probably gonna shit myself later. From the sound of me drinking this coffee, can you rate it from 1 to 10, Paul?
Wash. Out of 10.
5 out of gentrified.
All right.
Gentrified out of 10 for real.
Put the
In LA, I wore that in Air One.
No, that's fine.
put it on.
It's vintage.
Yep. How do you feel? It smells like I can smell it. Here, where are you going? It smells.
Like what? Leather?
It just doesn't smell great.
The Waffen SS.
What does it smell like, Paul?
Oh man.
What does it smell like? Mildew? It does smell like
No,
mildew.
not really. No.
If you saw this man like at night,
It would make you own like a used car dealership.
It feels like I'm in Japan.
it's kind of nice.
Crazy.
Yo, what up?
We're leaving now. This place sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Look at the fits they got on. Come on. Come on. Hey, look at the fit I'm wearing. Look at this. I'm not fitted. Look at this. Watch. Do you think this is appropriate compared to you guys?
Yeah, it's appropriate.
It's pretty bland. Bland outfit.
Do you like his outfit?
Yeah. Nice.
Nice? Or it's okay?
No, it's great.
Scaring the shit out of them little kids.
Release the shrimp.
I want this though. I don't know.
I'll grab a green apple.
Haram.
Alright, you're good.
Alright, so this is a jackfruit. I'm trying to eat inside it, so I'm gonna try to break it with my bare fists. Bare hands, bare hands. I'm not JQ, but... Okay, I can't do this.
Throw it on the ground.
Damn.
You're done? You give up?
I can't mess up a beautiful fruit. It smells beautiful.
It's like overthinking it like crazy.
Because they have to use it on everyone.
What are you wearing?
Number 9, Visvam. SOP.
What about the hat?
Vintage.
Skins of
USA. Made in USA. Think lambskin? What are you saying?
Cock skin.
What are you wearing right now?
don't know. My stylist dressed me. I don't know, bro.
What about you, buddy?
PacSun.
You got an insect on your hat. It's trying to eat you.
PacSun Fear of God Season 3.
Oh shit! Full PacSun. What about you, dude? What are you wearing?
Is this like serious? Is this like serious?
Could be.
Capital. Final home.
Who fucked me? I
Chrome parts. Vintage. Jill Sanders.
Apparently Tati's place is crazy. That's what
Yeah. I don't know if PBS is worth funding, but
What about
techwear.
It's hard.
techwear?
Harrelson.
Yo, I got it.
You won?
I got the Fred again guest list.
You won?
We dead ass?
Yeah.
Isn't he like an industry player?
Yo! Let's go! I fucking got it. Confirm. Guest list. Fred again, Coachella.
Fire.
How much?
You don't have to pay no more.
It's free. How did you get that?
Fucking Discord giveaway, bro.
You deserve it.
This is downright one of the best comments I've ever gotten. I just want to highlight it. Highlight comment. I'm gonna do this for every video. So if I see another crazy comment, I will highlight it. But this one, this is serious. Any after that I end up picking might not be serious, but this one is serious. That's what makes it even better. Bro, with your polyracial look, along with smooth voice, you have major potential. No harm meant. Diamond in the rough. Look in the mirror and wake up. What the hell is that supposed to mean? What are you asking me to do? I have no clue what this person's even talking about. On the spectrum scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give this a 8. An 8 out of 10. An 8. That is high. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much. I will continue to be putting out more content every few weeks or so. I don't know. I'd also like to give a big shout out to the Patreon for allowing me to continue going without needing any sponsors. But if I get a sponsor at some point, if someone wants to sponsor me, I'm willing to do it. But shout out to the Patreon members. I do put extra content out there. I do also do like podcasts every so often of questions that people send me through my DMs and also through Instagram. Make sure to follow me there as well. And with that ends it for the video. I'll catch you in the next one and I'll see you guys later.
Wow.
Dude squelched though. Dude be squelching. It's a great question.